Hi friends, so we're back. We're on page 373, and what I did to kind of fix this part where it was kind of really opaque, if you had the same issues, is I clicked on opacity and I changed the blending mode from normal to multiply, and what it does is it kind of matches the two colors. I don't know why it ended up like that way, but I did that, and then I also selected the shape underneath here. Selected opacity, changed the blending mode to multiply as well, trying to match it to that final one. So we're going to kind of continue on. We're on page 373, applying an appearance attribute to a layer. So we're going to pull up our layer panel, and we're going to kind of go up to this gallery button right here. And we're going to open up the layers panel where it says nav layer. Toggle this button open to open up all the contents, and we're going to click on the target icon to the right of the nav subline. So I'm going to just click and drag this a little bigger so I see everything. I'm going to click on this target where the lines are double, and then there's a little square indicating what layer we're on. And while we're selected on this, we can apply appearance attributes to everything within it, so it kind of saves time instead of selecting each one, and if we made adjustments later, we can do them all at once. So we're going to go click on the appearance panel, sunshine, and it says layer now, it doesn't say path because it's for the whole layer. So now with this information, we can select layer if we want. We're going to go to effect, stylize, and drop shadow. We've played around with the effects before. A dialog box will open. I'm going to change the mode from multiply to screen. Change the opacity to 80. The X and offset to 2, Y offset to 1, blur 0. We're going to change the color. I'm going to click on this. Typically you want a gray drop shadow, but this one we want to be kind of a glow with a white. So I'm just taking my color picker and take it to the upper right hand corner. The color code, this is the hex code, should be FFFFFF. The CMYK value should all be 0. And the RGB values, since it's additive, needs to all be 255. This is subtractive. Click OK and hit preview, and as you can see, it adds a neat effect to it right there. So if we click on the layers, you notice it's kind of filled there, indicating that there's a layer attribute that's been added. So hit a Command S to save. So next we're going to play with graphic styles. So it's just kind of different ways to change effects. So we're going to apply an existing graphic style. So we're going to go to View Search button. And it's going to move us over here. The selection tool, because there's white text on here, I'm going to try to select just the box. And I'm just drawing a little box right there. I hope it did it. So next we're going to hold the graphic styles, which is this box underneath, kind of right under the appearance. And we can look at some ones that we want to change to. So we're going to hold down the right click or option click on the mouse to kind of get previews. Or control click, not option click. So right there is what it looked like. Gives you an idea of what you like. So we are just going to choose the black highlight, or if you hover, it should tell you. And that's what it looks like. If your text doesn't look like this, you need to do a Command Z and try to select only the button. So we're going to deselect and just do a Command S and save. So next we're on page 376, and we're going to create and applying graphic styles. So we're going to go to View, Nav, take us over to this button. With our selection tool, we're going to click on this orange shape. And with the graphic styles panel open, which we have over here, we're going to click on the new graphic style, which is like this new page icon right here. And it just pastes it there. It's kind of like when we were doing character styles or paragraph styles. It's very similar to that. So we're going to double click on this button, this orange, and name it buttons. And we're going to click on the appearance panel tab. As you notice, it says path buttons. We've named it. And it's saved all these settings right here. So with our selection tool, we're going to select the white circle behind that little pin. And we're going to go to graphic styles, and we're going to apply this new graphic styles buttons to it. So we're just going to click on that. So now we have two that match. The next one is updated graphic styles. So we kind of did this with character styles. Very similar. So we're going to click on the appearance tab. I'm going to click on the path buttons row to select it. If I need to kind of do that. I'm going to maybe keep this selected right there. And next we're going to, this applies to all the appearance attributes to the object as a whole, not just to the stroke to fill of this individual object. So the next we're going to do is affect, distort, and transform, pucker, and bloat. Opens up a dialog box, and we're going to make it to 13. Click OK, and you notice it's kind of made a really cool little emblem here. So then we're going to click the graphic styles. We're going to click and drag this on top of here to update it. So we're going to click on your new graphic style and try to move it over and put it on top of that orange buttons we've created, and your cursor turns to a plus sign, and it should just update it. Let's do a Command Z. Actually, hold on Alt or Option when you do that. Then it will update it, and as you can see, both of your buttons have been affected. So you're going to go to Select, Deselect. I'm going to click on the Appearance panel, and you see the graphic styles. So mine doesn't say, but if I select one of these, if I go back to my graphic styles, select, make sure everything's deselected, select on this, buttons, in your graphic styles panel, go back to appearance, and it'll say no selection buttons, because there's nothing selected, but we want to adjust the buttons. So we're going to click the clear appearance button, which is this right there. It's going to kind of wipe everything through. I'm going to do a Command S to save. The next step is we're going to apply a graphic style to a layer. And really what this should have done is cleared this appearance right there. I think this will just keep going. On page 379, I'm going to click on the Layers panel, and we're going to toggle to the left of Nav Layer, which we have actually already open, and then click on the selection bottom to the buttons layer to the right of the target. So we're going to click here, so it selects all of them with that magenta. And at the bottom of the appearance panel, We're going to click Clear Appearance right there. Clears the appearance for everything. In the Layers panel, we're going to click the target icon. Back to Layers. Click the target icon right there for the buttons sublayer. And then we're going to click the buttons graphic style to everything. This is a way to just apply it to everything in our group. I'm going to deselect. The next part is editing a layer's graphic style formatting. So with the selection tool, we're going to select any of the buttons orange shapes. So I'm going to click right here for booking. And if we click the appearance panel, you notice that it'll say layer buttons there. So what we're going to do is click the eye icon to the left of the pucker and bloat. There we go. And we're just going to hide that to make it all circles. I'm going to click the visibility to the left of the stroke 2-point row, which is actually already there. I'm going to pull that up so this 2-point stroke is visible, but the pucker and bloat is not. I'm going to deselect and do a Command S to save. The next we're going to do is applying multiple graphic styles. So we're going to go up to the search bar and we're going to click on the rectangle behind search. Right there. We're going to click on the graphic style and click buttons, and it kind of adds that effect. We'll leave the window open. Notice the fills and strokes in the black highlight graphic style we did earlier are no longer visible because we kind of are overlapping it. It's replacing it. So we're going to click Chrome Highlight Graphic Style Thumbnail to apply it, which is this right here. We're going to Alt or Option click the outer glow 5-point. When we do Alt or Option, we're just adding to it. We're not just replacing it. Outer glow 5-point. Kind of adds kind of a nice outer glow right there. We're going to take our selection tool and drag a box around this whole search bar and do a Command G to group it. So when we move it, it all moves together. The next thing we're going to do is scaling stroke and effects, which we've done before, I think in like lesson 3. So while this grouped area is selected, we're going to click open up the transform panel. If you have the X, Y, and Z in your control panel, click that, or you can click just transform, go to window transform. So with the group layer selected in our transform panel, make sure this is locked. If it's unlocked, it looks like that. If it's locked, it looks like that. And we're going to change the height to 20 pixels so it keeps the proportions constrained. And you want to make sure Scale, Stroke, and Effects was selected. If it wasn't, you want to do a Command Z. Make sure Scale, Strokes, and Effects are selected so when you scale it down, everything is scaled with it instead of leaving it kind of awkwardly the same size. Now we're just going to click and drag it to the right of this white bar right here. And mine's not nesting, so I'm going to put my smart guides on. Right there, and it fits perfectly. Last thing we're going to do for this lesson, not overall, but this part of the lesson, is we're going to go down to Welcome to Venice, and we're looking at applying graphic styles to text. So, we're going to click the Welcome to Venice text right there. We're in a Graphic Styles panel, which is actually already open. We're going to go to the panel menu right here and to make sure Override Graphic Style, Override Character Color is selected with a check mark next to it, which it is. So when we apply graphic styles, if this isn't selected, it changes the fill color and it kind of adds a weird texture to it. So you want to play around with both to see what you like. We also want to do Use Text for Preview. Again, it gives us an idea of what text looks like right there. So what we're going to do is right click or control click and hold down the mouse button over the blue neon graphic style to see what it looks like. I think I went too far. You can kind of see what it looks like. You can look at the orange or the blue neon, see how it looks. Now what we want to just do a Command Z and leave it as normal. So that's the end of part 2 of this lesson. The next parts are getting a little bit more complicated. So you may want to take a little break right now and definitely do a Command S to save your file at the moment. So I'll see you for our next video, which will be video 3.